Milsurp Garage. All right, today we got the Winchester Model 69A 22 bolt action rifle. Now, it was one of those days where we're going to have to take a step back before we go a step forward. I have a video up there of a Winchester Model 57, just to refresh your memory. This is the guy right here. We've should really do another video on this guy because I've learned a few things as I've had it since I did that video, and some interesting stuff has come up. Of course, there's the missing Lyman peep sight on here, which was completely unobtainable, not available anywhere, and it would probably cost more than what I paid for the whole rifle anyway. But I'm really digging this this Lyman flip-up sight here. Anyway, I like the open sights on it. But the story with this rifle, why we could actually delve back in and do a little bit more about it, is that it came out just before the Depression, and they're actually super rare just because the numbers were very, very low. It seems that not only was it the Depression that kind of squashed it, but it was like a middle-priced, supposed to come out as like a middle-priced option. And it actually turned out that it was kind of pricey in comparison to some of the other rifles that were considered, higher end. Fit in a weird niche. Let's clear the table here for just a minute. Let's just get into some numbers. I know sometimes numbers aren't the most interesting thing to poke around with, but once we get our feet wet there, then we could better, really take a look at, like what we got over there. So the 56, this, by the way, credit must be given for the Winchester book by Mr. Mattis, of course. Not to brag, but it is the signed Winchester book, one of 1,000 signed Winchester book. I think you guys would covet my book collection more than the gun collection. So the 56 was the Sporter version. You can see there's kind of like a Schnabel looking end here. It was like the Sporter version of it. Came out in 19, I don't know. I think it's like in the late 20s. Introduced in 26. It was expected to fill the demand for a medium-priced 22 caliber rifle. Little demand developed, and they were serial numbered the same as the 57. Here's the 57 that I just showed you. It kind of has a barrel band. That's how you would notice it, but some tiny differences, but nothing crazy. Considered a reasonably priced target rifle, this model has the front band considered to be military style. Some of the bands marked, that's not what I thought I was reading. The number 6 Lyman folding leaf, the 42, the Series 42, it's actually Series 42W peep sight, and the Series 21 front sight called the military square blade or something like that. And they're very hard to find right now just because of the numbers. So let's go bang around with some numbers. This matters to the 69A, trust me. I'm not doing a follow-up video right now. But like, here's the numbers for the 56 and the 57 were serial numbered together. Look at the fall off here. So introduction year, in the midway between 1 and 2,000 produced of each. Here's the 56, here's the 57. They're made together. Again, one is a Sporter, one is the 57 was more like a target model, target rifle. So you see the numbers here pretty much staying the same. And right here, boom, here's the drop off in 31. They pretty much stopped making this thing in 31. That's the bottom line. So then after that, these are just cleanup numbers. These are just like getting rid of what they got. And it carries through up here a little bit more for a couple of more years, till 38 technically. But yeah, that was it. That's the story. It just didn't sell. It didn't sell. Now we're gonna come back to Mattis over here in a little bit. Let's I took my bookmark out, so that's gonna be a problem. Let's get into the 69. So with the 69, well, here, maybe we'll just stay with the info for now and then we'll switch over a little later. Oh, good, I did have a bookmark in here. So the 69, it was released, where's my main info? Let me get my main info here. It was released in 1935, right when the 57 was on its way out. And it had some changes in 37, which created the 69A. Well, here, I guess we don't need the book anymore, except just to... Oh, there was this one, this 697. This is why I pulled up the pages, because they only made 2,200 of these. So these are supposed to be like some kind of gun show rare find. If you find one of these, it's a 69 with no sights at all except the scope. So it had no provision for sights. It's called a 697. Some of these people that collect just go for rarity. So that's why those are very rare. And here's our serial number data. None. That's the problem. We're not going to be able to date this one exactly. This is one of those Winchester rifles where we're just not going to know. So they were made, basically, they were made from 35 to 63. So, man, you'd really have to, you'd have to narrow it down. It's very, very tough. There's only one way to narrow this down a little bit. Here's the story with how they made them. This is a 69A. They came out with the 69 in 1935. Changes were made in 1937, which created the 69A. Those changes were... One of the main ones was, you could see like the older Winchester bolt actions, cock on closing. You meet your resistance right here and you push to close. Push forward, you feel the resistance when you're closing. That's originally how the 69 came out, but they changed it. They changed it to, see, nice and easy going up, nice and easy going back, nice and easy going forward. I'm sorry. It cocks on opening, so it did feel nice and easy, I'll tell you that, but it is cock on opening. It's not even cock on opening, it's cock on like lifting the bolt. That's what cocks it. Opening is not. So back and forth, the back and forth action is totally smooth. And believe me, that makes it like lightning fast and very smooth feeling. And you can decock it when you close it. If you hold the trigger, it'll decock it, which is cool. You don't have to dry fire it. So in 1937, they made those changes. There were a few other changes too, I think, to the size of the stock or the contour of it. But in here I wrote this. Changes, here's the changes. Included bolt redesign, the cock on opening, safety in the new spot. So the safety over here, this slide safety was changed to, I think it was on the back of the bolt. The cocking piece was removed. The barrel was redesigned with constant diameter round contour, so it didn't taper the barrel. That was also incorporated, and the trigger was changed, incorporating an internal screw adjustment. Nice. After World War II, 1945, there were more minor changes, which are on this example. This is how we can date it a little bit more towards the later production, or the latest possible production, just by looking at options. Because after 45 were the changes, including a swept back bolt handle, check. Grooved trigger, check. We got the grooved trigger. Grooved scope mounts, check. Late production examples, which is not this rifle, had chromed bolts, trigger guards, and magazine plates. So the bolt would be chromed, the trigger guard here, and this magazine plate here would be chromed. That was late production. So let's see, I have to erase something that I wrote over here. Is this eraser good, or is this going to make a mess? No, this is good. Let's get rid of this. I got to get this out of here. It's out of my book. Get it out of my book. That was wrong. It is not the latest production possible. So it's sometime after 45, right? But it didn't go all the way to 63. So you're saying somewhere between 45 and, let's say, 55. Really tough to say. But it's after 45, but not anywhere close to the end of 93 because these changes aren't there. So that's it. What else do we got in my little book here? Production ended in 63 with approximately 355,363 made. Yeah, I got very lucky here. Oh, let's see. Some nomenclature, 25-inch barrel. And that's it. Now, a few interesting things. Supposedly when these came out, I read this in like one or two spots, but I haven't really seen this written anywhere else. It came with 2 magazines when you bought it, right? And one was for 22 long rifle and long rifle, because it says on it short, long rifle, that it could fire all 3. Supposedly, short had its own magazine, and long rifle had its own magazine, and it came with either of those 2 magazines. I never heard that anywhere else before. One cool thing is that the 57 here is the same type of button release. We're going to take a look at all these magazines. Said maybe the 57, maybe that one has like there's one for shorts, but no, they're identical, and I've never seen one of these look any different. But there's an interesting thing here also in that they offered as an option 10-round magazines. So you go crazy out there on eBay to find these original Winchester marked 10-rounders, because, you know, I'm not talking about getting like aftermarket stuff that doesn't work, or, you know, would just look terrible inside your rifle. I'm talking about some Winchester stuff, baby. These, I wouldn't necessarily say they're hard to find, but they're certainly hard to pay for, I'll tell you that. But I got a couple of these. So I got these when I had the 57, so it's kind of cool to roll into this rifle with the same magazines. There's something interesting I found out, though. There's one of them, and I marked it. This one. It wouldn't fire the last round out of the magazine. That's it. Otherwise, it would work fine, but when it came to the last round, it would choke on it. It wouldn't feed it. It wouldn't feed it right. It would get stuck on the feeds. The last one, maybe even the second to last one. So I'm looking at them, and I'm saying, what is it? Since I have a bunch, and I'm like, you know, I have 3 other ones that work just fine. What is it about this 4th one? What is it about the feed lips? Maybe it's something obvious I could see, and I could just bend it or fix it. I'm good with that. I wouldn't go too crazy. Less is more, but maybe there's something. And I did notice something. Maybe you'll notice it too. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's take a look here. What do we notice about this guy, this guy, this guy, and then, it's that whole, what is different? Take a good look. Let's do it again. Look here. All right, I'm going to give you every angle you need. Let's figure this out. The answer is up on top. It's not down on the bottom or on the sides. Don't worry about that. Looking at like feed lips, and we're looking at feed lips and the actual, what's that called again? Follower. The next one. Here's the problem one. All right, I'm going to give the answer. So if you want to go back again and look again, go ahead. Otherwise, here comes the spoiler. Okay. Look at the follower. See how it's kind of like two levels? It's got a kink in the middle. See it? Like if I catch the glare just right off the light, you could see it. See how midway it kind of bends? So it's like has a front and a back, and it's kind of like raised in the middle by, you know, it's like they bent it over something. And you see how this one has the same thing. See that? How it's like, see how you can only see the light on half of it now, and if I move it, then the light, you know, you see what I'm saying? This one, same thing. See how that raised center part? This guy, no raised center part. It just goes straight across. So I'm thinking that's why that last round, it needs that little bump to raise up that last round enough to get caught by the bolt and fed properly. Am I going to bend the follower on this one? Am I going to take that follower out of there and bend it? I don't know. It'd be an interesting video. So we'll see. Stay tuned. I got, you know, maybe it's better. It works. It's just that last round thing. Is it worth like messing with? I don't know. An original Winchester one. We'll see. So what else? So it came with this Weaver K4-1 scope on it. So yeah, where did I get it from? That's a good question. So I'm at a gun show, and I walk up to a guy's table. I must own like half of this guy's collection already, or as he rotates through his collection, I just end up with his cast-offs. And we have very much the same tastes, and he always has nice stuff. And now when he sees me, he'll easily knock $200 off the price of something. And we're talking about something that's only a few $100s to begin with. Like, this guy really does the right thing for me. I very rarely even bargain with him. I just go like, hey, what? You know, we give our hellos. He's like, yeah, what are you taking off me today? And I'll take a look. I'll be like, what do you want for this guy? And he'll just put a number down where I'm just like, all right, let's get the paperwork going. I don't even bargain with him. You know what I mean? So this guy, how could I have said no? He gave me such a low price. Look at this. Let's see. They tell you from a gun show perspective what I'm looking at here. Let's see. Can I get rid of some of this glare? Maybe if I do that. Shut that off. No, that doesn't work. So look at this wood. Look at this wood. Is this sick? So I'm looking at that. Plus, I know about the 69. You know, I know this. I'm all into these 22s lately. With the joining this club, 24-hour range, and on the night part of this 24 hours, I could use the indoor range and shoot 22s. So just to be able to, I'm definitely a night bird. 2 o'clock in the morning, I go there. The place is empty. I shoot for hours, playing around with the sights and really just having a nice, relaxing time. I really am enjoying it. I wish I could bring you guys along more, but it's tough. I'm trying to get as much footage from down there as possible. It's working a little bit, but we'll see. And what else? I mean, just look at it. Look at the wood. This awesome scope. I was definitely not saying no. So these, you know, they have a screw here. I guess you might call this a takedown screw. After all, it when the screw is knurled on the edges, it's just automatically a takedown screw. That's just what you call it. And when it like gets captured in there like that, I'll be really careful with this stuff. Let's get the put the magazine back in, but I'm pretty sure it has to be out to do this, right? Nice. So there's our barreled action. There's our button. Nothing written in here. Let's put this down over here. Careful, careful. So yeah, with the magazines, we don't have any crazy internals like with the tubes, the tube fed 22s. There's all that mess. I mean, it's so much neater without. And you just, here's one of these 10 rounders. These magazines are, you know, these Winchester magazines fit in with a simple clip-on, oh wait, maybe that won't, what is that button? What is that button press? Oh, it actually, look at that button, I never even paid attention to that. The button comes across through this channel, and all it does is push this sheet metal out. Interesting. That's the most rudimentary magazine release. You see what I'm talking about, right? The button that shoots through the stock over there. It shoots through the stock here. This button. And all it does is bend this sheet metal. Pushes through there and bends the sheet metal to release the mag. So I guess if I stick it in now, I won't be able to get it out unless I bend this steel with something. And I can't get the stock on with the mag on, so I'll leave it off for now. But yeah, there's our action, and you could hold the trigger here to remove the bolt. These bolts they're pretty similar. We've seen a couple of them that look sort of the same, dual extractors. Supposedly there's a couple of different versions of these extractors, a couple of different incarnations from what I've read, but this seems the same as the 57. I don't really see much of a difference. If it's a difference, it's not cosmetic. Maybe functionally something's different that I don't notice. But smooth as silk, these guys. Oh, what does it say down there? Oh, could that be a date? Unbelievable. Look at this. I think we just dated it. They say they're not dateable. I mean, it could be anything, but right there's a 53. Yeah, I'm thinking that's it. So let's see, where were we again? We were from 45, after 45, but before 1963. And there's a clear as day 53 on my barrel. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not even going to wait till later. I'm just going to do it now. That's all right. I'm going to get my eraser. Let's get over here. Let's go into our book. That's why we do pencil when we do this kind of stuff here for my book. Manufactured, baby. Was it 53? I'm doing it. I'm calling that one. It could just be some kind of assembly number, but what are the odds? And down here, we're going to put 53 on barrel under stock near receiver. We did that together. Just want you to know, I'm not going to forget you. All right, let's put it back together. Always remember, if you're not going back in again, I never used to do stuff like this because I would always go back. Like the video to me was, you know, I would do a little prep before, after, you know what I mean? Now, I multitask. I want to just get the video done. I got things to do. I actually got a rifle to go pick up today that I gun brokered last night, and the guy's local and lets me, you know, just show up and pay for it. Doesn't charge me the shipping, but you know, obviously there's the only extras are tax, that weird gun broker fee that nobody seems to know really what it is. It's just some kind of like gun broker tax. Now with these, here's how you know when these are tight enough. Turn it till it stops, and then there's that. It's just a kick. You just kick it. I'm not talking about you kick it like with your roids. You just give it a little tweak to tighten it. And And yeah, so the 10 round mags, again, if you wanted to see, we got kind of quill before. Let's kick this off now. I don't think we need that anymore. So the 10 round mags, they look like that. You know, not too obtrusive. It's pretty cool. Just with 22s, the 10 round mags are nice sometimes. That's a 5 rounds is a little, you know, but for a target rifle, not so bad. Let's get this back in there. There we go. All right. So what else we got? Where are we? Where have we been? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? 69A. Let's get the mag back in the 57. Yeah, they make nice, look, they make a nice couple here. Let's go the 57. We don't have to throw the 57 out of the video. Let's get it back in the video. I like the 57. It comes with sling swivels. You know, it was like, I don't know why it was hated on so much, but I got lucky too. Look at the beautiful wood on this guy. What a nice pair. They're definitely a nice, you know, nice team. And this stock, I'm telling you right now, I haven't done anything to it. I'm going to BLO this stock. Look what this thing looked like when I bought it. This is day of. Look at this thing. Look at how beautiful that would look. These are pictures I had to send to my friend right away. Like I was amazed. This is like sitting in the gun show food court. Pictures had to be immediate. But I'm going to BLO this thing. I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to get all the hardware off here, so it's not glopped by any of the edges, whatever. I just really wanted to have the magazine plate and the trigger guard off, and the butt plate off, and just really do this nice. Let it sit overnight, and then hit it again the next day. You know, with these ones that look really nice, I do that. You know, I spend that little extra time to really do that. Couple of coatings. You know, what is the BLO thing again? Once a day for a week. Once a week for a month, once a month for a year, and then every year after that. That's supposed to be the law of a BLO treatments on a really nice stock that you have, but I think I'm okay with just like one nice treatment, an overnight sitting, and then hitting it again the next day, and reassembly. I think that'll really make this, you know, wood... The reason why I haven't done it yet is because I'm still thinking about that. I'm still thinking like, hey, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it thing. But looking at the 57 right next to it, look at how, see this one, this has been hit. Look at what that does to the wood. Oh man, look at this wood on this thing. It's 57. Let's do a 50. Forget it. Let's just do the 57 video right now. The follow up now. I think, you know, I don't even know if I need the follow up anymore. I think that kind of covers it. Well, just that sight, if anyone knows where to get a Lyman 42W where I don't have to like, you know, like cash in like bonds or like dip into my 401k, just let me know. What else? You know what we could do? We could, let's put some of these cheap-ass aluminum snap caps through here, because we do not have any realistic snap caps in 22, unfortunately, but I did reach out. I was asking, seeing if somehow that could be possible. Maybe we could just get like, you know, a set of 20 or 30 Milsurp Garage 22 snap cap specials. Or maybe it's possible for him to, you know, make these. We could take a look at that last round thing over here and see what happens. I'm going to try that with the 10 rounders, but look at the smoothness here. I'm going to turn it around just because this thing ejects with authority and these things get lost easy. But cocking on opening again, once again. Smooth. Watch this feed. Oh yeah, that's so smooth. See, when you get to the point where it ejects, you can't easily just push it out where it falls. It's kind of like it'll snap at a certain point. See if pulling, and it does it all at once. You know what I mean? Oh, that one's gone forever. Yeah, that's a thing of the past. We're gonna have a ceremony in memory of that snap cap. That's for damn sure. I didn't point down. Should have pointed down. Nice. Let's check this. Let's check this follower. Here's the one that's has that angle to it. Whoops. Yeah, the depression, man, that really messed up. That really got in the way of gun sales. The depression. You gotta always remember when you're doing your research and you're knocking around with this stuff to remember that period. Yeah, so here we go. See, I wanted you guys to actually see it coming out. That's why I tilted upwards. But this one is fine. It works just as good as the 5-rounder. You'd never know the difference. Now let's see what this other one. This is what I was seeing at the range. I didn't notice anything different with the follower then, but I did mark. I'm going in backwards. I did mark the magazine, so I know for sure it was this one. And checked it out at home and looking at that. I'm like, yeah, the follower is different. It goes in and everything the same. It's just, let's see. And it was like I said, it was the last round. And I think once it was the second to last round, which was one of those things that screwed me up because it screwed up on the second to last round instead of the last one, which it always does. So I manually pushed it in with my finger, shot that round, and then just left the bolt closed, assuming that the rifle was empty because it's the last round it always screws up on. Then when I picked it up, took the magazine out to reload it, a minute later, there was a round staring me in the face in the magazine on the top of the follower, the last round in the magazine, which always goes to show there's another thing. You're assuming you had a problem always on the last round. You hit the last round, there's a problem. You're thinking it's the last round. There was another round. That's how a gun can end up loaded when you think it's unloaded. You know what I mean? Well, it's screwed up on the last round, and then I cycled it. I thought it was empty. What's going on here? Are we double feeding here already? All right. I was talking, so I wasn't really paying attention. Let's stop the stand-up routine and really see what's going on here. Let's get that guy out. All right. Don't think that that's not bothering me, that one of them flew over here. Let me see if I can just find it quick. If I could just find it quick, we're good. I think it went right over here. I think I got it. I don't got it. All right, you're wasting time. Your OCD is ruining your video. I'm going to find it. Don't worry. Interesting. There's a little weird clipping in there now. Well, it's in. All right, let's see. Will it feed that first round? All right, we're feeding the first round. Ejecting it. Having problems already. Does lifting the magazine help? Kind of does. That's typical. Lifting the magazine helps, so gives you an idea that either it's not loose though. Not any looser than the other one was. Maybe it could be. Maybe it's just not lifting the round high enough. This is also probably a little loose, right? Yeah, the same. I think that's what it is. I think it's that follower. 1, 2, 3. We're missing another one. Now we only have 3. The more we do this, the fewer snap caps we have. Eventually, we will have 0. Well, there's definitely something up with that magazine, and I'm thinking that very well might be what it is that it's not lifting up. It's not lifting up high enough. I could see it right from here. You could see this one's bulged up almost higher than the edge of the magazine, the top of the magazine, and this one way down in there. I could actually feel the lip of the mag here. Is this one? No, it's like flat across. It's got to be it. Doesn't look like a hard thing to bend that to raise up the middle a little bit. Maybe we'll give it a try. I mean, after all, if it doesn't work right, it's not really much use to us. So we can give it a shot. We can give it a shot. So is that where we end with you guys? No, one more thing. Don't forget, this is important. I really feel like it's my duty to go down this road too. Please, CCI standard velocity. That's where you got to go. I know you psychos out there want to reach for the stingers, reach for the velocitors, the destructo ray rounds. You have a lot of options here. Come on, man. You can do these. This is as high as you want to go. Just standard velocity. And they're clean as hell. But this is even, consider this your hot round. And then from there, all right, you're like, well, these are no good at killing varmints. Look, you got these. You could even go segmented for small game, 710 feet per second. You could go even better. This is even better. 22, quiet 22, 710 feet per second, just target ammo. This is even better. I'm liking this option with the very, very old ones, you know, my turn of the century 22s. My visible loaders, stuff like that. And yeah, just stay with this lower powered stuff. Trust me. Because you just don't think because you go through like, you know, half a box of stingers that you're like, what is this guy talking about? It fires them just fine. Some things are cumulative, you know what I mean? And treat them right. That's the bottom line. Treat them right. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get out of here. The Winchester. Can't go wrong with a Winchester. I mean, come on. A Winchester 22. Who the hell's going to the gun store and spending hundreds on some newfangled plastic, crappy 22 built who knows where? Come on, man. When you could go to a nice local show and pick up a Winchester like this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. They're out there. I see them all the time. It's hard not to buy them all. I hold out for, like, you know, the special ones. But, man, there's just so many. And that's it. Milsurp Garage. See you on the next one, which will be soon. I'm firing back up again. We're going to go rapid fire. And you're going to be blown away. Not literally, but you're going to be blown away by what we got coming around the bend. Woof! Good stuff. See you all later. Take care. Wait, hold on if you're still here. One more thing that I almost forgot. And I would have felt terrible not talking about this because it's not like I'll ever be able to bring it up again. It's not going to fit anywhere else in a video. This is one of the weirdest books I have. Oh, it's a Winchester book that was like for kids. Like it might have been in a kids library back in, I date this to late 50s, early 60s. And it's like a kids library book, right? Firearms by Winchester, a part of United States history by C.B. Colby. Maybe that's how they tried to get books like this into kids' libraries, is that it's history. It's part of history. Well, it's just pretty cool. It's some interesting pictures. It's very rudimentary and talks about some stuff. But what's cool is, check this out. It's got a section in here about how a rifle grows, like teaching kids from beginning to end how a rifle is made, kind of thing. And they just happen to be following a Model 69 through its manufacturing process. I thought that would be pretty cool for us under these circumstances, regardless of what the book was made for. It's not often a boy can see his own rifle being made from the very start. This chap sees the 18-foot steel bars being cut into 25-inch lengths as the first step of becoming straight-shooting rifle barrels. Let's follow the Model 69 along with this young man. So there's those bars being made into barrels. The sawed-off steel rods are put into the spindle for drilling of the bore. In this vertical barrel boring machine, the barrel turns at 1800 RPM while the drill bores its way from breech to muzzle. Such drilling is now a mass production process, with one operator handling as many as 16 spindles, called a set, at a time, turning out from 280 to 300 perfectly rifled barrels a day, as compared to the early days when several days were required to drill and rifle a single barrel by a hand-operated machines. Winchester machine operators are all skilled experts with an appreciation for fine weapons, many being expert marksmen themselves. Talking about that guy. You kidding? He just wants lunch. He's like, why did I have to be picked for this book with this kid? I just want my sandwich. So there he is, drilling out the barrels. Straight as a barrel should be. Barrel for the new rifle goes through the various stages of drilling, rifling, and other operations. A slight warp or bend may result, which must be straightened back into perfect accuracy. This machine does just that. The barrel is placed between the steel jaws and pressure is carefully and expertly applied by the spoked pilot wheel to straighten the tube. By looking through the bore at a light, the expert can tell by the reflections along the bore when the barrel is once more perfectly straight. Far straighter than the proverbial arrow. Here he is, the straightening machine. From rough sawed blank to stock. The seasoned walnut stock blank here is being shaped. You know, this could conceivably be hours here. You know what I mean? Like, well, it doesn't say anything about 69A, but I don't think they were breaking it down here. Maybe we could tell later what it is. Maybe we could identify it. Imagine, like, by doing, like, forensics on the grain of wood, you could be like, look, the grain is identical. Where are we now? There you go, he's cutting the stock. This is pretty cool. I have seen these machines. That's pretty wild. From rough to smooth. We're sanding. You have various shapes and types of sanders are implied. This guy's wearing no breathing protection. This kid's tie is about to get caught in the massive turbine thing here that will just completely sever his head in a second. That is the 50s. Graduation of a 69. Nearing completion. Oh, can we see that? Yeah, look at that. That could be us right there. There are 55 parts to this Model 69, requiring 235 different operations to manufacture and assemble. From the raw, it sounds like a union meeting. From the raw steel and walnut blank, a finished Winchester rifle. Now all that remains is test firing to prove that these many steps in its manufacture have been accurate according to specifications and expertly done by the skilled gunsmiths who perform them. Fire when ready. Oh wait, here we can get a good look at it here. Is the bolt swept back? I don't think so. Let me see, how far is that sweeping back? Yeah, no. See how the bolt swept back here? He's got that pre-45 deal going on, or whatever. This might have been like pre-World War II when they actually put this book together. I know there's a Winchester Model 77 in this book, so it's definitely from 55 on. Anyway, it's not our rifle. Pretty good shooting, son. Here you go. Here's your target. You remember this forever. There we go. So you hung in there. This is how I know you're a true Milsurp Garage fan. You got to see it. You and only you got to see this. Because according to the YouTube, looking through the all the demographics and all the numbers and everything that you could come up with, I lose 98% of my audience by now. So you 2% who I do these videos for. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time. So the snap cap landed behind my gun table on top of that subwoofer, standing straight up. Now that's good luck.